Etiquette really can help you feel more comfortable around new people and in new environments. Hi ladies, my name is Contessa, and today we're going to dive into what etiquette is and why it's so important. Etiquette really just refers to the guidelines we use in order to know how to behave in a given situation. And manners are actually very similar. However, etiquette changes from place to place, like country to country or state to state. However, manners are generally fixed no matter where you are. Etiquette really is all about just showing kindness and respect to those around you. And of course, our lives would be much improved if we all would show kindness and respect toward one another. Etiquette is also great for establishing a baseline of the behaviors and customs of how to do something in a given situation, thereby allowing everyone to feel more comfortable in their setting. If we all behaved any way that we wanted at any point in time, then it's just a breeding ground for discomfort and social anxiety. Etiquette is also about tradition. Tradition can be a wonderful thing. A lot of people have this misconception that tradition is stuffy and out of date, but the traditions of a specific place really does help that specific place grow together and strengthen their community. I love traditions. I'm constantly trying to find new traditions for our family, at Christmas time and Easter and other holidays. It's great to implement traditions from, say, my in-laws and what they did, and maybe some I don't like and some I do, but the ones that I do like, we carry on to our own family. And then it's so much fun to establish new traditions for our own family. And it's just such a beautiful way to bring together a family and a community. And that's exactly what etiquette does. It helps strengthen a community, it helps strengthen a family, because we all know what to expect in our given roles and in our settings. It's such a good thing when good tradition, good etiquette is implemented. The West is really starting to throw away a lot of our traditions, a lot of etiquette. In fact, etiquette hasn't really even been spoken of on a grand scale up until about 10 years ago, I would say. And we are all better for the advancement and reinvigorating etiquette here in the US. But also there's just so much chaos and craziness still going on in our country, and it really shows that the lack of etiquette, the lack of tradition really does hinder a community. Consider this. You're going out on a date with a gentleman, ladies, and if you just dressed in provocative clothing, what happens? How are you perceived? How are you received? Now imagine this. You're out on a date, you're in modest clothing, you still look very feminine, but you're in modest clothing and you carry yourself a certain way, you expect certain things of your gentleman, and therefore you are perceived and received a certain way. Now, a lot of these things are based off of etiquette and femininity, which I also love talking about, and it just really displays that our roles, especially gender roles, which is huge in etiquette, it really does show that there are certain systems like in etiquette that really help a community, members of that community really understand each other better. When discussing etiquette, one often has to discuss gender roles as well, because gender roles play a huge part in etiquette. Because again, when each member, men, women, ladies and gentlemen, when we know our roles, we are more comfortable around each other, we can communicate better, and there is no expectation for the other person that is out of bounds or off base. Etiquette isn't just for upscale locations. It's as much for New York City as it is for the Midwest US or London to the Cotswold countryside. It really is meant for everyone. Etiquette is not allowing someone to mistreat you because they're expecting you to be kind and loving to them. Etiquette is not doing things just because it's tradition, but figuring out what the tradition is, how it got that way, And if nothing is wrong with that tradition, well, there's nothing to fix. Continue with the tradition. Embrace the tradition of your area so that, again, you come closer as a community. So I say etiquette is important, but what do you do with that? Well, learn different forms of etiquette for your own lifestyle. So you probably don't need to know business etiquette if you don't conduct business normally. Social etiquette is a great place to start because everyone socializes from one degree or another. You know, if you're not a huge social person, then you don't need to know all the ins and outs that someone who is more social would know. But say you are mid-range into the social atmosphere, feel free to have a dinner party. Feel free to invite a couple of girlfriends out to a specialty event, or there's different museums and different dining opportunities, maybe more of an upscale dining opportunity for you if you are in the Midwest. Those are great places to start to do very simple social interactions that would allow you to exercise your new etiquette skills. Etiquette is one of those things where once you start learning and start practicing in everyday life, the change is instant. And in my own experience, I noticed that people notice the change immediately. So it's so gratifying, instantly. Instant gratification. We all love that, right? So I encourage all of you ladies to stick with my channel, learn some new wonderful etiquette topics. I'll have some great femininity topics going on, and I would love for you to join me. Please let me know in the comments your take on etiquette and if you practice etiquette in your everyday life. It was so lovely to spend time with you ladies today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.